And we live family.
Yes, sir.
Good morning on this Resurrection Sunday.
Great awakening, grand elevation.
Go around a little bit. Oh yeah, your song UV. I ain't downloaded last week. Let me see. Man, what did it come to me from?
I emailed it. I think from the level raiser. It should be
That's what it is. Raise the level or the level raiser.
the level raiser at gmail.com.
Okay, hold on. I got nothing to say level raiser.
How come this won't let me share?
You should. Oh,
I'm trying to share it from Jabari page. It won't let me.
You should.
Oh
be
wait a minute.
able to share
I
it
got
from your
I got to click
right.
it. I gotta click it. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, let me. Good morning, Monica.
All right, you should be able to do it now. Give it a second. Why don't I have level razor on here? It's not coming up. You should be able to do it now. Give it a second.
Who got who double dipping on the broadcast? I'm hearing doubles.
Oh no, that was from my phone.
Oh, okay.
If you could send that back, I can't even. I don't know why it's not coming up. I'll put that on for a second.
All right, hold on. Let me
See if I can download. How's everybody feeling? We're just waiting for some people to come on in.
Yeah, we hope everybody's spirit is strong, definitely strong.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, life do what it do. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
All right, I'm about to resend that joint.
All right. Yep. While we wait for the queens to join us, you know, they always gotta do all of the
fancy preparations.
Stuff. Yeah, fancy preparations. We just kind of, you know what I mean, get up and go.
Oh, there she is.
There's
the
one.
Magnificent presentation of Kendra, the Joy Factor Mama.
So, yes, good morning,
doesn't
everybody.
have her afro today.
I left my afro. We are visiting family. I left my afro, but I do have my little cornrows. I had a little, interesting adventure with my hair and color, but I'll talk about that on Just Having Conversations later this week.
Oh, okay.
Monica, pretty in pink.
Good morning.
Peace, Monica. Peace.
What's up?
Is my face? It's like keep cutting off my face. That's why I took my background off.
Oh yeah. No, it looks fine right now.
Yeah, it looks looks fine. Just what happened to Monica? I mean, your background looked fine as long as you didn't move too far to the left, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
because with all four of us, we can't see the background logo because all our faces cover it. All our boxes.
Let me see.
All right, my bad. I don't know what happened.
Yes, I was like, where is she at? Let me see.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready to set this thing off?
I
Yes,
think
sir.
so.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and set this thing off. All right.
And then she's nice and good.
All right.
All
Good
right.
morning, family.
Divine
All
Rising.
right.
Blessings,
Divine
blessings, blessings.
rising. Yep. And hopefully, everybody's spirit is strong. You know how we say, we say how the Africans feel, and you say spirit is strong,
Spirit is
definitely
strong,
strong.
definitely strong.
Definitely,
Definitely
definitely,
strong.
definitely, definitely. So
Definitely strong.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's lot going on in the world. A lot
Hmm.
going on in the world, as usual. The world is always worlding, I guess you'll say. You know what I
The
mean?
life
Life
is
is
life.
life and
Life is life and all of that.
Life
All
be
of that
life,
stuff.
and I be laughing.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes.
be laughing at
Sometimes I
life,
be
life.
laughing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was trying to tell y'all about this lunar eclipse because we're in eclipse season and a lot of stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was like, "Okay, we hear you," and we saw a lot of developments because when we have this when we have these events, right? Whether you follow astrology, um, the stars, the moon affect this planet, period. On period. It's scientifically validated that the moon and the sun have an influence on this planet in terms of the magnetism, the energy, and the frequency. And lunar eclipse that happened with the full moon in Libra was eclipsed by the
Hey, babe,
Aries
you
sun.
kind of like freezing.
Oh, Emma?
You kind of like you kind of freezing and going in and out. I wonder if you remove the background. Would that help?
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't really see it on my end.
really? Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh, you
I
talking
just
about
want to
let me
just
You're not freezing for your Monica's freezing now.
yeah,
Maybe it's my computer.
no, you freezing too.
But I'm freezing too.
Yeah. She might come you talking about remove her background?
okay.
Sometimes those backgrounds take a lot of energy.
Yeah. Am I freezing now?
Nah.
No. Mm-mm.
No.
Because
Okay,
I
I'll
don't know.
take
I
mine
think this
too.
reception where we at might not be too good.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you freezing just a little bit.
I'll take mine off. But I just wanted just to share that when these things happen, especially with it being an eclipse, and it was not a full lunar one, but when we deal with Libra and Aries, Libra is about partnerships, the balancing of yin and yang, and all those different things. And then Aries is about the individual, the energy of self. And so we saw on what was that Monday? Diddy took a tumble publicly about his what relationships, his
Hmm.
interactions and how that could possibly show who he is as an individual. Um, we saw, of course, locally because we are Baltimore based. Um, the tragedy with the cargo ship. It's one ship and in partnership. Like, what is this dock mean to the city, to the state, to the government? There's all different types of theories. When these things happen, mishaps, technology happens. So I just wanted to share that as a little caveat for what we're going to be talking about today from my end.
No doubt. You jump right in, Sister Kendra. You like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like ding, 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 ding. You jump
I
right
know
up in there, you know what I'm saying?
we ain't do the
Yeah.
prayer, we ain't do
I'm
nothing.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You the Easy Beaver this morning.
I'm going to go back on mute. Everybody on mute.
It's all good. It's all good. You gonna do the prayer?
Who?
Don't you normally do it?
Who, me?
Oh, I
No,
just didn't know
Well,
who you were
Cindy,
saying.
go ahead.
Yeah, I can do it. We come before you in the mind state of elevation, standing on a strong legacy of spiritual masters, healers, and powerful prayer warriors. We acknowledge our connection to Source and our honored and elevated ancestors. We are humble servants of the community. May we be properly guided with every word that we speak. Ashe.
Ashe.
That's right.
Just want to remind everybody to appreciate what y'all been doing with the YouTube page. Go there and like. I mean, we now a little bit over 8,000 subscribers now. You know what I mean, which is cool. Which means that we building. Make sure you comment. You know what I mean, that helps with the algorithm. Comment, like it, share, all those different things. And also next Sunday, listen up, family. Next Sunday, come out with us, come on out and elevate with us. You know what I'm saying? We'll be at the temple, TNAT, the Temple of New African Thought here in Baltimore on
Mm-hmm.
Harford Road. Come on out with us. We start at 10 a.m. in the morning. And come on out and just enjoy. Let's enjoy each other. And we're gonna keep saying that, so yeah, come on out and join us.
That's right. That's right. See us live in the
Oh, and
flesh.
where y'all at? Where y'all joining us from?
Yeah, let us know.
All right. Good morning
Mm-hmm.
to look at
Mm-hmm.
50
Go ahead,
I
50
50.
say,
year journey.
year journey.
Word, word, word. Yes, I was gonna get to that, but I jumped in too fast. But thank you for putting that out there for sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. A customer of mine. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Word.
All right.
So we
So let's jump in.
we know that we had a big, national, well, local, definitely local in Baltimore with the bridge coming down. And but it made national news and international news.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I it seemed to have a little more clear details from the BBC News, actually. But
Mm-hmm.
but it's very shocking and traumatic and tragic for many people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just with the idea of a bridge that we ride over all the time. I know several times a day for me for work, ride over that bridge. And I used to have thoughts of the bridge coming down, years ago when I would ride over it. Just I would just be like, imagine, okay, what would I do if the bridge came down? And in my mind, I'd be like figuring out, well, if I survive the fall, I gotta make sure that my windows is down. Like on the way, I gotta have the presence of mind to roll the windows down so that when I hit the water, I can swim out. And then I used to, just imagine rescuing people out of water and
Mm.
being so exhausted that I wake up in the hospital 3 days later and they'd be like, "Sir, you're a hero. You saved a bunch of people's lives." So I'd be imagining like the best outcomes instead of like imagining myself like perishing or whatever.
Mm.
I used to have those thoughts like years ago, just to combat my nervousness of the having the idea of the bridge coming down while I'm going over it. But I since
Mm.
got over that type of stuff, and I, go over the bridge all the time. Don't even think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then this happens. It's like the worst thing imaginable for anybody that rides over that bridge. You
Yeah.
know what happened has happened, and so we know that different people cope with like these things in different ways, and we have different ideas on how these things could have happened and why these things happen and everything. So that's what we want to talk about today. How to deal with, or just different ideas on dealing with trauma and traumatic events, and not to, and how to help these things not sink too deeply in the subconscious to whereas they create an unhealthy presence in your being. So that's what I want to think about. But I know everybody has views, and like how when you first heard the news of what happened, what effect did it have on you?
Mm.
I know for me, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? When Monica came in and told me what happened, she was the first one that told me. I was like, huh? What you mean it came down? Like, you know what I mean? She like, no, it collapsed. I was like, huh? And
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, well, look, cut the local news on so that we can see exactly what's going on. Because you can do YouTube too, and you'll run into a lot of stuff. But like, cut the local news on because of course it happened locally. So let's just
Right.
see exactly what's going on. And couldn't believe it. Really couldn't believe it. Like I said, I rarely go over that bridge ever. I've driven
Mm.
over that bridge before. I don't like bridges. I think everybody when they go over the bridge, a thought comes over their mind like, what if this bridge you know what I mean? I think pretty much everybody has like a thought of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what if this bridge go down? And they like, nah, this bridge ain't gonna go down. This bridge been here for a long time. You know what I mean? I think everybody kind of thinks about that.
Mm.
As
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, I can't drive over no bridge like that no more. You know what I mean? When I did drive over it, it was because I went the wrong way and I wound up had to go over the bridge. I was like, oh hell no. You know what I mean? Like I know I ain't about to go drive over this bridge. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that's how I got trapped, went the wrong way, and I just had to go over the bridge. I couldn't go I couldn't turn around. If I could have, I would have when I did drive over. But I rode, of course, you know what I mean, with many people over the bridge during the years. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
I.
think, oh,
Mhm.
for me, I was gonna say, I mean, I guess everyone, your first initial reaction is, wow, you couldn't really understand that this was actually happening, and then trying to figure out the why and the how, right? I found out, and it was
Mhm.
pretty ironic because the day before that I had shared a post, and it was talking about what is the first major news story you remember ever hearing as a child, so people was commenting on it like, oh, as a child
Mm.
I remember this was the big thing in news. It could have been, you know OJ Simpson for some people, or just what was the major news
Mhm.
going on that you can remember as a child. And one of my friends, she commented on it, and she said, and right now I'm watching about this key bridge falling. And I'm like, what? So I had no idea what she was talking about. So I went and Googled, key bridge, and that's when I saw, the footage and everything like that. And then I think because of the country we live in, you start thinking, what's behind this, you know
Mhm.
and they kind of early on ruled out terrorist attacks, and then I know we're gonna get into talking about conspiracy and all of that, so I'll stop there.
Mhm.
But my first reaction was like, did that really just happen? And trying to figure out
Mhm.
who was on the bridges, what's going on with the people that were hurt. Like, are you looking for, So that's kind of where I was with it. Kind of shocked that actually happened. Like a whole bridge actually fell.
Mhm. Yeah, I was definitely shocked. I was sleeping and Simbi Simbi was already up getting ready for work. He came in the room and he was like, "You got to wake up. You got to get up." I said, "Huh? What? What?" He was like, "No, you got to see this." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Look." And I think the first image I saw was the actual video, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken. I don't know, but in my mind, I remember cutting on the TV, and it seemed like when I found it, the first thing I saw was the actual footage of the actual bridge crumbling down, and it was like I was like, and that's not that far from where we live. So it was
Mhm.
like, wow, that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And that's not a bridge that I use that often. Sometimes I use it when I'm going to Southern Maryland, like Howard County, Prince George's County, that way. And so, and I've never really thought about that bridge, anything happening to that bridge. I don't know if for me, my coping is if I don't think about it, it won't happen. You know what I mean? I kind of just let me hurry up and just get across the bridge and just focus on the other end. But it was very shocking, and I feel a lot of different things, especially for the families that were affected by that tragedy. And I'm also now wondering what the economy is going to look like. You know, and we have a black governor and a black mayor in their first terms dealing with a world stage tragedy. So this is going to be very interesting to see how they manage it and how the world is going to support them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's funny because I didn't look at the thing that Brandon Mayor Brandon Scott had done on CNN. Did any of y'all see that?
No, I
No,
did
what?
not. What did he say? I wish you
No, it was
could bring it up.
It was an
it
interview
was
or
an
something, right?
yeah, it was an interview. You probably can can pull it up and put it on somebody's phone so you can see. But I didn't see the whole thing. But somebody was saying that he wound up getting into a debate with one of the people, and it was something about you really wanted to call me the N word, didn't you? You really wanted to call, and so they was calling.
Oh, we
It was
got to
something
show
like
that.
calling him
It,
the racist
it was
mayor or
after the
something like
bridge
that.
fell. After the
Yeah.
bridge
Yeah,
fell.
yeah. This
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
couple
like a
days
couple
ago.
days
I
ago.
didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about
Let
that.
me
I didn't
see.
know. Wasn't aware of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up and you know what I mean, see one else can pull it up
So,
on
so
our
what?
phone.
Were they trying to blame him for the bridge falling or something?
I don't know exactly what the context was. I'm gonna try to pull it up, but
No.
somebody a couple people was talking to me about it, and I didn't look at it, but they made a big
Mhm.
deal about it, you know, all on CNN, and it was
Mm.
calling him like the racist mayor or something like that, you know.
What's in? Mm.
Racist mayor.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Wow.
What is
they said that.
interesting
Yeah.
is I'm sorry, I just want to jump in really quick to share. What's interesting is when I went on Google and I put CNN Brandon Scott, it said could not be found.
Oh, did they take it down?
I mean, I just find it interesting that I didn't get any hits just by putting his name and CNN together. But I'm going to go and find the video and I'm going to upload it so you can share it. Would you like to share it so people can see it? Do you want to share it on the screen, Jabari?
I mean, you could. I mean, we could. I mean,
Just a,
if you could,
okay.
if you see it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna go find it. Y'all finish talking.
I'm seeing if I can find it as well.
So yeah,
Yeah.
when I first heard the news, like when I first seen it, because I think I seen on YouTube, I was like, I was like, I thought it was just fake news or something, somebody playing around. And then I just started looking around on the different networks and stuff. I was like,
Well,
wow,
I think
it was
brother
unbelievable
Kamal,
though.
brother Kamal said he's gonna send us the link. I think he said he's sending the link or something.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable, and I was like, wow, and I was messed up, like for like the first like 5 minutes, I was like, no, first about 15 minutes, I was like, yo, I can't believe this. This is crazy. And then I started like cracking jokes, not about anyone who may have lost their lives because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But like I was just, just cracking jokes about the bridge or whatever. I can't even remember the things I was saying, but I was just being lighthearted about it. And I realized that what it was is I was, from my subconscious level, I was counteracting the trauma from the event setting in,
Mm-hmm.
by keeping my heart light and not allowing myself to get heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I remember we was watching this guy be interviewed. He was just a resident that was near the bridge, so they was interviewing him because he said he actually felt the shaking when the bridge fell, and he heard it and everything. And he said something about, yeah, but life goes on. Everybody, they'll figure it out. Those who are cleaning up the bridge. But he said, life goes on. And me and Kendall was like, dang, life goes on. Like, get that dude off the camera. What the hell is he talking about? Life goes on. It just happened. We know life goes on. Why are you gonna say that? That's insensitive. But then, people thought the same of me when I was cracking jokes, because I was even cracking jokes. Like, my family in the morning, was checking in, trying to see if I was okay, and the people in Maryland, the family in the Baltimore area was okay or not. And actually, my daughter called me and she said, "Dad, I was just checking on you." I said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you from underwater," and that just came out, saying. and then when and
Not
then when,
funny.
in our group chat in the family, I said something about, I ain't gonna say what I said and everything, but everybody was like, "Yo, that's too soon, bro." Everybody's getting mad. And I was like, "Yo, I don't know where these jokes was coming from." But then later on, I realized, okay, I'm coping with it, because like a little over a month ago, a young cat on my job, as y'all know, got ran over by a truck in the yard, and that was traumatic. And I was fortunate not to be there to see that. But because I was, visiting my parents. So I missed that day at work. I came in the next day and heard about it. And
Mm.
everybody at the job they was traumatized. They explained to me the details of what happened, and how, they was trying to get the truck off of them and they couldn't.
Mm.
And they had to get a forklift and different things, and and what he looked like it was, even just hearing it, and knowing the young brother, and the type of spirit he had, and he was a lighthearted person, joked around a lot and everything like that. So that was just traumatic, man, for everybody. And I guess, like, without even thinking about it, I just started making light of the bridge incident, because initially, like I said, I was shocked and traumatized and in disbelief. And then I was just imagining, oh man, because I just assumed a lot of people was driving over the bridge, and then a lot of people went into the water, and that idea was just messing with me. And so I guess a way that I cope with it was to make jokes. But I probably, could have left that to myself, the jokes, because then it offended people. Even my family members was getting mad at me for cracking jokes, about it. But yeah, but I ain't apologizing for the way that I responded to the situation. But that's why I wanted to talk about, people have different ways of mourning, different ways of responding to trauma. There's no right or wrong way,
Right.
and although some people's ways might be offensive, I mean, that's understandable, you know. But
I,
yeah, because when I went to work, me and a coworker was making jokes. I was like, why I'm making jokes about it? He was like, no, just the way you just cooking with it. Just the way you cooking with it. Because that bridge is real, you know, intersectional with my job. Did I just make up a word? I don't know. This just sounds like a right word to say right now. It's intersectional with my job, because I'm often, every day, we several times a day go to Trade Point Atlantic, which is like that first exit when you just get off the bridge, and trucks be coming from the bridge all day. And that's a huge operation going on over there business wise. I think the biggest on the East Coast, at least, with
Mm-hmm.
creating all them distribution centers. Because I don't know if everybody knows, that's the old Bethlehem Steel, and
mm,
well over 3,000 acres. And I was going back. I've been going back and forth there since before they started destroying and demolishing um, Bethlehem Steel back in 2012. That's when they started that. And then so I watched the whole building up process, and I don't know how it's going to affect, you know, business there. But fortunately, before the big ships go through the bridge and under the bridge, they got to pass Trade Point Atlantic. So they have reverted certain ships over the Trade Point Atlantic to get some cargo off of it right there because they can't go, through the bridge or whatever. And
Mm.
also Trade Point Atlantic is going to help process the steel that from the bridge that they have to cut up and remove, you know. So
Mm. Can
yeah.
I just wanted to share really quick that Jabari, I found a clip. I don't know if it's the exact one. It's from MSNBC, and it talks about him addressing some comments, and I put it in the private chat portion. If you click on it, you'll see the link. I
Okay.
don't know
Well,
if
Kabar
that's
was saying he sent the video. I don't know where he said he sent it to, but let me say what Sister Annette. Good morning,
Wow.
Sister Annette.
mhm.
Sister Annette said it was some racist politician who said because Baltimore had a black mayor, diversity caused the bridge to collapse. The person was from Utah. He said this is what diversity gets you.
That
And
don't
yeah,
even
and
make any
I
sense.
think he responded to that. Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
stupid, man.
That's just,
yeah,
yeah, that just sounds crazy.
yeah. But there's a link, and you can click on it and hit present, or either I can do it if you want me
Yeah,
to,
you
and
can
you
do it.
talk about it.
Go
I
ahead, you
just
can do
want
it.
to be sure before I put it up on the screen. All right.
You can do it.
Okay. But y'all keep talking while I get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was
Um,
just gonna also add that I definitely, not long after it happened, was thinking about economically what impact it could possibly have. You know,
Hmm.
and have they started? Like, I didn't see. Have they started? I guess removing the pieces. You
Well, they
know,
started cutting up pieces, and they
okay.
got huge cranes. So yeah, the process has started.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I know they were, of course, for investigation purposes, you don't want to move anything. They're doing a lot of investigating to see what happened, but I didn't know if they started
oh,
that
so they
process
started
yet.
rebuilding already?
Well,
No,
no,
not
not
rebuilding.
rebuilding.
They trying to
Oh,
No.
I
clear
see.
the channel,
Oh,
and
okay, okay,
right now
okay.
they want to clear like a portion of it around around like on the side of the ship, so smaller ships can get through
Can still
until
get
they're able
through.
to remove the bigger ship because it's a huge piece on a cargo ship. That's going to take some time
Yeah.
because the people that are cutting up the metal, they have to be safe as well.
Yes.
Right.
So you just can't go
That's
in
a
there
lot.
willy nilly.
It
So
probably
everything got to
take.
be
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably take a while before they can move it, and definitely before they rebuild. Like, it takes sometimes, quite a bit of time just for planning, and laying out the blueprint before you even get out there. They said that the last bridge took what, 5 years, I think, to build. So
mm,
it's not gonna be just an easy throw up a bridge. They're gonna, like you said, still have to clean and remove everything, and so it'll be some
yeah.
time, I'm sure, before we see another bridge.
Hmm.
And because they keep saying, we are going to rebuild the bridge. I'm like,
Hmm.
nah, you don't rebuild that bridge. Y'all gonna have to do something different. Like you gonna have to build a different type of
Right.
bridge to prevent
Yes.
this from happening again. So I
Hmm.
know what they're saying though, but this would sound like they just want to rebuild the bridge as quick as possible. But I know people are going to be engineering different styles of bridge to
Of
protect bridges
course.
from collapses like that, and that it just can't be rushed. If you're
No.
going to do it right, it can't be rushed.
But at the same time, it's like it wasn't the bridge fault, right? I mean, I'm not saying that they're not going to do something different, but the bridge, I don't think up to that point really had any issues. They do constant
Yeah,
maintenance on bridges all the time. Could they build a bridge where something of that magnitude, like that cargo ship, hit it? Something's going to probably happen. You
yeah.
know,
I don't know.
is it the
I,
bridge, or do we got to figure out how we do these ships so that,
Hmm.
signals and power and things can happen so that they don't crash into bridges? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, rebuilding this bridge is great, but then if you got other bridges, you got to worry about that. You're not going to start stripping down bridges, I'm sure, and rebuilding all of those from scratch. But I mean, it's probably going to have to be both, looking at
yeah.
both sides.
But human innovation is an amazing thing.
Oh,
When it's
absolutely.
a problem detected, humans figure out a way to improve,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know. So I think, it's probably, I don't know if there's any way to make a bridge invincible, but because this happened, now, people, them engineers can get their minds together and be like, okay, what can we, how can we build a structure that's holding up a bridge
Well,
that can withstand a hit
Hmm.
like that? But another thing that prevent loss of life is when any bridge, I mean, when any ship is approaching the cross under, you got to stop traffic on both sides.
That's
I mean,
right.
they do it for drawbridges
Exactly.
all the time. It's annoying to have to wait, but would we rather wait or have casualties?
Exactly. No, I agree. And when you think about 50 years ago, almost when that bridge was built, of course we've improved a lot, and can build and do things that was a lot better than the original structure of that bridge. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Kenda's
well,
ready to.
and then
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I said then as I know we're gonna get to the conspiracy side of things, but as like brother Dur Muhammad was saying that I mean they got this
Mm.
thing where they trying to build these smart bridges. I don't know exactly what that is,
Mhm.
what I mean, that they I guess been building at different places. I'm saying that part of the plan is to rebuild and build this smart bridge in structures throughout the
Mm-hmm.
country. You know, so I mean, but we'll go into a little bit of that deep. I know because the Kendra got that the thing is queued up, the article is queued up.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. I was going to put the disclaimer on there real quick. In terms of fair use statement, but I think we'll be fine because it's not that long. But just in
Okay,
case,
all right, let it
copyright.
roll.
Y'all keep talking.
All right, okay, why you okay?
One
Yeah, so
second. Yeah.
I just wanted to say too before we get into the I mean, let me know when you're ready to play the clip.
Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to say too uh the spiritual aspect of everything that's going on, even with the bridge. And because a lot of times, like, we get into the conspiracy, and we're gonna talk about the conspiracy part because you got to talk about the conspiracy because
Absolutely.
this is America, and there's always been tricks and things that's unfair and just the okey doke that we get all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, as especially as black people, but the world in general, it's always some kind of trick. That's why I'm into magic. That's why I do a little bit of magicianing on the side. You know what I mean? Because I'm a I'm it's crazy how people can make stuff look one way and make stuff disappear right in front of your face and all that kind of stuff. And that's what they do. They make things look one way, you know what I'm saying? They use things as props. They do use misdirection. You know what I'm saying? Misdirection is crazy because I can be right in front of y'all and do stuff, and you be like, how did you just do that? And that's what they do. You know what I mean? On a regular. But the spiritual aspect of just life in general is that there's stuff that's gonna make you laugh and smile, and then there's things that's gonna make you cry and all those different things. You know what I'm saying? And tragedy happens in life in general. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, people
Mm-hmm.
really do just die. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean? People really do pass away because their organs fail, whatever. You know what I mean? I know a lot of times it's like, oh, that person got assassinated. Oh, this person got assassinated. Or they got assassinated because of this, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people do people do just pass away. Sometimes they all, things that happen in your life, and it,
Mm-hmm.
it just comes, and it's just how you able to build back from. So we take the bridge, you know what I mean? How do you come back in your life when you have disaster in your life? How do you come back from that when when a major pathway that you may use every day? What are you going to do now that that pathway is gone? You know what I mean? How do you redirect your life? How do you redirect your life so that you can do something so that you can still be able to travel? You know what I mean? We do it every day, and we talking about the bridge, but you might be riding a way that you go home and you get to the street like, damn, the street is blocked off, man. God damn, how do I get around this? You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out, you got to go another way. You can sit there and fuss and argue about the street not being open. The street is closed, you can't get down the street. Or you got to go another
Exactly.
way, to the
Yeah,
left or to the
that's the
right,
bottom
and
line.
figure out another route that's gonna get you to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's life. And I'm just saying, like, major things happen. That's why we here, because we here to learn lessons, good and what we call bad. You know what I mean? But from those bad lessons, we still get to learn good stuff, even as painful and hurtful as it may be. But I was just talking about the spirit. Now, the conspiracy, we're gonna go into the conspiracy. I'm not saying the conspiracy and the different things that people saying are not true. I'm just talking about the spiritual aspect of things happening in your life and all. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we trying to do, even for the temple, a Mayat temple elevation. When things happen, how do we, like, develop a system that we there for each other when things happen, when a bridge get knocked down, when the street is closed or whatever. How do we develop a system that we can, rebuild each other up? The day is resurrection day, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So how do we help each other resurrect, come back from major tragedy, major disaster? And that's what we are trying to do. That's what some of the major religions, that's what people who practice Christianity or Islam or Buddhism, or all those different things, they systems that's designed for all your walks of life, even through your laughing, through birth, through death, through weddings, through all of those different things that change your life and give you a system. So I just wanted to say that that's
Okay, cool. Let me know when you're ready for me to play it. You guys ready for me to
you
play
queued
it?
up.
Yep. And I
Yep.
got our disclaimer. As you see, for anybody that's scrolling, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Y'all can't keep us down. All right, I'm going to play.
Shame on those people who want to make something out of this that isn't there. They have this boogeyman philosophy, and if it's black or brown, it's something that they've got a target on. Yeah. I just think that is just totally uncalled for at a time like this.
That was Maryland Congressman Kwesi Mfume last night on this very show, talking about the rampant conspiracies being hawked by the right about Tuesday's tragic bridge collapse in Baltimore. It has been a grab bag of right-wing grievances, barely coded racism, and flat-out lies. Noted Jewish space lasers and QAnon conspiracist Marjorie Taylor Greene suggested the disaster was the result of an intentional attack, perhaps by the space lasers. But the most idiotic and racist theories had to do with their newest boogeyman: diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. A Republican congressional candidate in Florida tweeted that DEI did this. And a right-wing blue check account that's been boosted by Elon Musk in the past just blew straight past the dog whistling, tweeting to its 276,000 followers, quote, Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge, "It's going to get so much worse. Prepare accordingly." The post included a clip of Baltimore's black mayor, Brandon Scott. I cannot believe I have to say this. Brandon Scott was elected with 70% of the vote in 2020 in a city that is 61% black. So by right-wing logic, a diversity hire would have been a white man, which of course is what they want. Only the white Christian men may have the things. And at this point, it's evident what they mean by DEI, right? Okay, it means black people. It's the reason the right complained about.
Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. My apologies. 1 second.
Oh, it was we getting into the
I know
into the meat
that
of
was
the
good. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button. I was like, "Yeah, get him, Joy, get him," and then I hit the wrong button. My apologies. Talk while I cue it back up again, guys. So, what did you guys think thus far about what was shared?
I mean, I think most people are intelligent enough to know how stupid that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, diversity. I don't know why they even take that route. They just really discrediting themselves. It's just stupid.
All right, I got it back up. My apologies, guys.
Unlike what they call the good old days. So referring to a black mayor as a DEI mayor gets the point across, right? So fellas, why don't you just say what you mean? You can't stand black people. We get it. You've been heard. What is also clear is all the conspiracy theories are a distraction from the real effects of Tuesday's bridge collapse. Tonight, officials said the remains of the two victims were recovered. The remains of two of the victims were recovered. Construction workers who had been working on the bridge. 4 others are presumed dead. There's also the economic fallout from the port of Baltimore being closed indefinitely. This port is one of the busiest in the country, 11th largest overall. It employs more than 15,000 people and more than 139,000 indirect jobs. And it's the #1 port in the country for the import and export of automobiles and farm and construction machinery, a top importer of sugar, and second in the nation for export of coal, and not just coal for Black people, Republicans, coal for everybody. Joining me now is Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott. I will allow you, Mayor Scott, if you choose to do so, to respond to the tomfoolery and attacks on you for having the nerve to be Black and also a mayor.
Come on, Joy.
Well, I think, listen, I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that Black men and young Black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N-word. And the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them, because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk. And they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life.
And by the way, you know, the coded racism, before we even knew the nationalities of the men, Maria Bartiromo was out there talking about open borders and trying to somehow signal that they wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target. We know that the men who are doing this hard construction work overnight, trying to fix the potholes on this bridge, working very hard, were Latino. And so that's now on the table too. We know that this ship, which came from Singapore, was piloted by a very heroic crew from India, whose Mayday call saved lives, not maybe saved lives, but did. So this is a full-throated attack. But this is also what America is. It is people of multiple races who do the hard work to make America work and literally make it work. Talk about the importance of this port and how quickly you believe it will be back up and working.
Well, first I have to talk about those lives that we lost. Those folks came to this country to fulfill the American dream, the dream that they say should exist for everyone, but they really mean just for them. They were working, filling potholes in the middle of the night, so all of us use that bridge could had better transit. This port is one of the most important, not just in the U.S., but in the world. And these folks that depend on these jobs, we are going to be working very quickly alongside and following the lead of our federal government, our state government, supporting in every way we can to get this port open back up. But we have to do that safely, in the right way, to make sure that nothing else happens in the getting it back up and working. We're going to do that each and every day. Everybody is working here together. We're ignoring all the conspiracy theorists, everyone who's playing bridge engineer at home, who's never even taken a class on engineering, and understanding that what this is about is showing the world once and again that Baltimore can't be broken, that our spirit is strong, and we will rebuild together and honor those who we lost.
And I want to note that 2 of those who have been now declared dead were Mexican nationals. Is there cooperation happening across that divide as well? Because obviously this is now an international situation, not just the United States, but Singapore and also Mexico.
Yeah, our federal partners are leading in that and making sure that contacts with those countries and the families that are there in those countries are happening. We are all in contact with the families. Right before I got on with you, I spoke with a family member of one of the deceased, again, making sure that they know that we're going to be supporting them, not just now, but long after the cameras are gone and even after the ignorant tweets stop.
I just want to say, just personally, and I think from this show, and I'm sure I speak for you as well, we are grateful in this country to the Latino workers who do the hard work. They are on these construction sites all over this country doing the work that you cannot compel a lot of Americans to do, the back-breaking work that we don't even have enough gratitude to give to them. So our deepest condolences to the families of those 6 who are gone and are lost, and they were lost doing the work for us to make our country better and to make our economy stronger. God bless them. And to anybody who has anything negative to say about this mayor or those people, we know who you are. We see you. We see what you mean when you say DEI. We get it. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott, thank you so much. Much appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone, MSNBC.
Yeah, so
Okay.
on top of
Okay.
the tragic situation, then we got idiot racists. People always trying to blame something on someone or some particular group, but it has no basis or whatever. It's just stupid. I don't even want to really acknowledge that foolishness.
Yeah, I just want to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Monica. You want to say something?
No, I was just trying to tie in the person who made that comment about the bridge collapsing because it was a black woman, port commissioner or something. I mean, like I don't understand how you make that statement. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Unless she
No.
was on a bridge, or a black woman, or our black man was on a bridge. How is that even karma? You see what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just ignorance.
at the end of the day, this is a tragedy, and this is where people always are looking to point fingers at somebody as to why something happened. And at the end of the day, collectively, it happened because the bridge is old. It could be funding. It could be It could have just been a tragic accident, because there have been reports that this particular cargo ship had issues in the past in another country, and the power had gone out again, like I stated when we first started our talk about the lunar eclipse, and how when the moon is covered, you know when these things happen, the frequency, the magnetism on this planet changes, and ships are ran by technology. They go by signals. So we don't really know exactly why or what happened, but to blame it on the leadership like that because of their nationality is like, it's so corny and like dumb. That sounds like something from the 40s and the 50s that someone would say. You know what I mean? Like, this is 2024.
All right. So can we get to the conspiracy aspect?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That,
why? All right. Whenever things happen, like especially on a big event like this, there are always like 3 sides: the conspiracy side, there's no conspiracy side, and everybody, like, and then there's people in between. But I just find it interesting, like some people get upset and annoyed when people start questioning this may be a conspiracy. And they start looking at the evidence that's presented so far and the contradictions of things being said and all of that. They're just asking questions. And, we know sometimes the conspiracy theories may be incorrect. They may, down the line get debunked or basically be found to be unfounded. But then there are many times when these conspiracy theories are not debunked, but the so-called fact checkers that are basically on the side of the mainstream agenda, they debunk it. And so people who have a tendency to not want to believe any conspiracy will take what they say as being debunking those who are asking the questions.
Right.
I think we would be idiots not to be suspicious when
Especially
anything like
melanated
this
people.
happens.
Especially melanated people.
Especially melanated people, like you said, Kenda.
Yeah. And we know the
Yeah.
government.
Oh, did
Oh,
he
Am I
freeze?
frozen?
Did you
yeah,
Oh,
freeze?
yeah.
you froze. You
Yeah.
I
froze.
was like, I shut
I
up
don't
and
know.
stop talking.
The government must be paranoid too. But we know one of the first things they look into is see if this is a terrorist attack.
That's right.
They have
Mm-hmm.
to investigate that thoroughly,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
before it
Exactly.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we know that the government itself has been a terrorist to its own citizens throughout the
That's
beginning of
right.
its existence. And so then we
Mm-hmm.
would be idiots not to investigate beyond the mainstream reports. And this morning, I saw a press conference where the governor said no drones are allowed to fly over the scene. That's a
Hmm.
no-fly zone for drones. And I
Wow.
understand, well, maybe because they're taking, pictures, and they don't want the somebody else's drone to maybe fly too low and interfere with a crane. It could be safety reasons too, but it still brings the question up of, okay, what don't you want us to see?
Exactly.
There's something you don't want us to see while this cleanup process is going on.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the case,
I
but I
mean,
have to ask that question.
I
Right.
mean, they might
it,
not
it,
want us to see you. I was just going to just share that. Yes, I think that it could be a twofold. Granted, on one side, they could be possibly hiding certain things, um, like evidence or certain items. Um, Secondly, as they fix it, if they by chance think that it was a an attack per se, they may not want anyone outside to get captures, to get footage of evidence or certain things that they may still be trying to find out. Like just because they're not telling us that they don't think that's what it is, may not necessarily mean that that's what they really think. They may just be sharing that idea so people don't panic. You know what I mean? Because we know our government, quote unquote, they will lie to us as though they're helping us or protecting us. And also too,
Mm-hmm.
there might be more bodies down there that they don't want pictures to capture the images of bodies or things like that before a family can see them or something. So it could be a
Mm-hmm.
variety of things.
That's true.
right, right. I would just say like as like a brother like Darren Muhammad, state of the city, who runs down a whole lot of stuff. And one of the things he was talking about is that the port has been in heavy negotiations with their contracts and stuff. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
I think in October the contracts are up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But trying to negotiate that, you know what I'm saying, and then saying that, you know what I mean, a lot of times they're trying to get the Hispanics in there, you know what I'm saying, and get a lot of the black people out of the port down there, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of different conspiracies, and a lot of this stuff is going to make sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, who stands to benefit? Like I said, this is one of the most busy ports, in the world, actually, you know what I'm saying? So who
Mm-hmm.
stands to benefit from it? And like again, this is the great magician, you know what I'm saying? Like, they use things, and of course they misdirect you, and and have you over here looking here. So you can look at the media, and at the news, but you got to look at it with a grain of salt at the same time. You know what I mean? Look at
Always.
it, pick things out, read the different papers, go around and about. You can never just look at this country and say, oh man, that just happened. You can never do it. I mean, and I know people get irritated. Oh, here go the conspiracy, because this country is a conspiracy. They conspire to do things all the time. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
people need to stop,
Right.
get
And
out of their
I was
feelings
just
when
gonna
people are talking about the conspiracy.
right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And I was just gonna ask, just why do we think that when these things happen and we start questioning, why is it that especially a lot of people that look like us get so annoyed that we're questioning things? Is wild. And sometimes I think that for some it's just a lot easier to digest the
yeah.
information given to you
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
sometimes when you get into the questioning and you digging deeper and deeper, you start finding out information that may actually scare you, to a certain
Word.
extent,
Yeah.
and it's just easier to say, this is just what it is, and let me move on. Let me move forward.
Yeah, I mean, any country that was founded and profited off of trafficking people,
Exactly.
Exactly.
everyone's talking about
Yeah, that's how most
trafficking
of us
of
got here.
innocent people.
Yeah.
Can we really trust um a system that was founded on the trafficking of men, women, men, and children
Hmm.
for the upkeep and the advancement of this country? Can we not question a system that would allow innocent people, natives that were here, to be slaughtered and executed? Are we not allowed to question a system that would marginalize people that they quote unquote traffic it in? You know, I mean, like, and they continue to support and create systems upon systems and laws to support their lies to make them look
Yeah,
like truth. So, I mean, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
yeah.
It would
Like
be
you said,
irresponsible.
remember before, you like you said, we was the cargo. We was the cargo that was
That's
coming
right.
in, do those, do those
That port.
areas right
So,
there. You
yeah,
know what I
that
mean?
Yeah,
port.
to the port.
Where they stacked us, you know what I mean, on top of each other. And then when they started putting patrols out there, sometimes they would empty a whole ship. So our ancestors, bones still lay at the bottom, you know what I'm saying, of
That's
many of
right.
these, many of these oceans
Mm,
and different places, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, like they would just dump the whole shipment of, but we was that coming through. And then, even when you're looking at, you know what I'm saying, like, the significance of Francis Scott Key, you know what I'm saying, who wrote the Star Spangled Banner, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, and all of the, and then when you listen to the real versions of, you know what I'm saying, like, of the
yeah.
song and all, like, I mean, it's a lot, it's a lot of stuff with this, you know what I'm saying. So any black people that's wondering why, you know what I mean, people running, you know what I mean, like, listen to the conspiracies and different things, we always got to keep our guard up here, always got to keep our guard up, because it's always
Mhm.
something, you know what I mean, that they're throwing at us, or some kind of trick behind the scene. So we got our guard up. We just letting people know that, you know what I'm saying. And so I probably this weekend maybe doing something even with brother Durham Muhammad, you know what I mean, that we're gonna probably have at the Turk Cafe this week. So y'all, you
Mhm.
know what I mean, we'll be sending stuff out with the emails and all. And for those who want to get on our email list, you know what I'm saying, just you can email me and our email, I think, is listed on the channel, so you'll know exactly what we're doing and have further discussion and all, you know what I'm saying. And it's not that we believe in every conspiracy that people say, but it's always good to look at both sides of anything, you know what I'm saying. You can't just take
Mhm.
one perspective, one narrow perspective, and say, oh, that's what happened. We got to constantly keep looking deeper and look at the other side of the
Mhm.
coin.
Yeah. And we can look at the possible spiritual implications of this. Like you mentioned,
Right.
Francis Scott Key and the races, the Star Spangled Banner, the verses that they don't,
Mhm.
expose. And with the symbol of what that key bridge represent, that coming down could be very symbolic, of certain changes that need to happen. Like, would it be wise for them to, when they rebuild the bridge, to name it again after the same dude?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
listen, that's again this lunar eclipse. We are we Pluto is in Aquarius. America, this country is coming in what astrologers call Pluto return, which means that the system in which this country was built on is being examined and possibly shaken and taken down. And the transit that is happened in 1777. It happened again during the Civil War, and it happened again, like I said, during the American Revolution. So
Mm-hmm.
while some people may not be interested, care about astrology, but these are all different avenues that we as the people can learn and see from whichever angle, whether you want to go through history, whether you want to go through astrology, everything is connected. Everything, everything. And the bottom
Right.
line is trafficking, you know,
So
trafficking. This country has to trafficking to me. And the workers that possibly may not have been documented, organized enslavement again. But I'm not going there today. Yes or no?
Mm.
Stop right
so now whether this is a accident or conspiracy, the outcome is still the same. The bridge went down, people are traumatized, lives were lost,
there.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's inconveniencing a whole, population of people. It's having economic implications, so it's affecting everyone's lives. And so as a Ma'at temple of elevation, can we look at some ways that, for this situation and any like maybe future situations where we actually have no control other than energetically how we respond to it? You know, none of us control what happened, and what we have to go through now as this situation gets rectified. But
Mm-hmm.
now, I've heard several people. Well, I already know several people that had a difficulty going over that bridge, and they would avoid it as much as possible. And I've
Mm.
heard several people say that they're not going over another bridge. And I can imagine if this bridge is rebuilt without some strong security protocols and different type of technology put in place, a lot of people are going to either not go over that bridge or be very hesitant. But we know that the fact of the matter is life does go on. It's like life goes on may sound like a cruel statement, but it's still a fact of
No.
nature. Like when you
Yeah.
say you see an ant hill and you step on that ant hill, the ants start scurrying to rebuild another ant hill. They not taking time to be pissed off that you crushed that ant hill. They're trying to go and create another ant hill.
Mm.
Right.
And so nature, whether it's like, see, a earthquake, a nasty earthquake could have did the same thing.
Yeah.
So whether it's a man induced trauma or
Mm-hmm.
a huge tsunami comes and kills like hundreds of thousands of people like it did years back, we don't get mad at the planet and be like, you evil planet, how could you kill all these people? But if we find that man did it with some type of technological device and it's a conspiracy, yeah, we get pissed off at them. So
Mm-hmm.
now not only do we have trauma and fear, but we also have anger, but most of the time don't even know how to direct that anger and who to direct it to. So then we need ways to be able to deal with trauma, because humanity at large is traumatized with the nonstop wars and just constant death and always economic collapse, always haunting us, like the fear of it, and disease. Like we just, went through the COVID thing. Whether it's nature or whether it's man-made, we have to deal with this trauma, and we have
Yeah.
to find ways to cope with things in a healthy way that are beyond our control.
Because as you said, you know what I'm saying, like life goes on, you know what I'm saying, and that's not to be cold or anything, you know what I'm saying. I mean, to be honest, you know what I'm saying, like you lose a loved one, you know what I'm saying, when my dearest folks passed away, you know what I'm saying, I thought the world was supposed to stop, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, hey, my mom, you know what I mean, transition, everybody stop what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, and pay attention, but everybody else was, you know what I'm saying, that was, they was moving forward, moving on, and and at the end of the day, you still have to move on and move forward yourself, because you can't be stuck in a certain place, you know what I'm saying? Because you won't exist anymore. Like you still here living. And again, like we was talking earlier, you know what I mean? The bridge collapsed. You got to figure out a way to get around or another way to actually do it. You know what I mean? So we do have to continue, but to prepare ourselves for, you know what I mean, different things. A lot of people say it's a good time to start stocking up again on your waters and your beans and all of those different things. You know what I'm saying? And
I've been on that.
always, you know what I mean? Yeah, always being ready and, you know what I'm saying, keeping some cash on hand and all those different things. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's about being ready, like you said, because things happen. And you know what I mean, some things you can't prepare for, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, you get blindside hit, but you better get back, you know what I mean? You better get back up because you know, other than that, you'll cease to exist or you'll just fade away. And a lot of times things happen and take people by surprise, and some people just can't bounce back from those things. You know what I mean? Death happens, you know what I mean? Certain people in your family, and things happen, and sometimes it's hard to get back. And that's why you build these temples and the things that we doing, because you building a support system. All of us gonna need each other one day, some kind of way, you know what I'm saying, to help each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I need your energy right now. I need a hot shot from all of y'all. Give me the energy, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Help to rebuild me, to build me back up. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to build that and be there for each other, because when people don't have that, that's when people go out and start doing, you know what I mean, just drinking too much or drugging or committing suicide, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, just not caring anymore about life, you know what I mean? So our thing is to say, hey, look, I know this has been tragic, you know what I'm saying? But hey, look, we here to help you get back on point. We here to help, you know what I mean, help each other, plug in with each other. That's why we join forces. That's why we join certain things, so that we can become stronger, not to become weaker, but we join to become stronger. I join, you know what I mean, with brother Simbi. I got to make brother Simbi stronger. And when I ain't doing good, brother Simbi make me stronger. Sister Kenda and my queen Monica, you know what I'm saying? We join forces to become stronger. We connect to become stronger, you know. And it's funny. I was playing with my young son and daughter, and we had the race car set up the other day. We had the race car set. We had, we was actually racing the cars with the old school joint, and it was running. But what happened is, every time the tracks come apart, they got to be put together really tight. If you know the race cars, you know what I mean? If one little part is off, the car won't move and run. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I remember those.
to give that car energy. You know what I mean? It kept breaking apart, and I kept having to fix it every time for the cars to move. Because sometimes they put it on, it's not working. I'm like, oh, the tracks are not on tight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do with energy, though. You got to be tight with, tightly together, to be able to move the progress and everything ahead. And all, I was just looking at that as an example of, unity. But that's what we have to be for each other. We got to be a symbol of unity and help each other through tragedy, when things happen, through tragedy and good times. You know what I mean? When it's time to have a good time, we come together and we plug in and we laugh and we joke and we enjoy that feeling of music. I mean, going to the concert, we went to the concert, Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. Like, ain't nothing like that feeling that you get, you know what I'm saying, when they playing that live music and you in there, like, you dancing and getting in that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, and you know what I mean, and it ain't nothing like it. So, you know what I'm saying, the good or bad, we here for each other. And we want y'all to come out this Sunday that's coming up, you know what I mean? Come out this Sunday with us and join with us, man, and have a ball, have fun. If you light spirited, things happening in your life, you know what I'm saying, and we want to be there for you, to be a beacon of light and take some of your energy all at the same time. So who's coming out there with us, coming out, we building slowly but surely, but we are building, so we want y'all to come out and be in the building. Another thing, we have brother Lloyd Strayhorn that's going to be coming that Saturday, the 13th, April the 13th. That's going to be from 1 to 4 at TNAT also, you know what I mean? So we give information. So a lot going on, and we got a lot going on the channel this week also, that we're gonna be bringing to you. But we'll email, like I said, we'll email you a lot that's going on. But like the channel, make a donation if you want, donate to the things that we doing. We got the Cash App that's up, that's running at the bottom. You know what I mean? You want to make a donation, come on and do that, family. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm sorry. I know I've been rambling for a little bit, but I know we get ready to close out shortly.
Yeah,
but
that's all
anything
good.
else y'all wanted to add?
It's
Add
all
and everything?
good.
I wanted
Go ahead, babe.
I wanted to just emphasize one of the things, like my teacher, Shahayam from DC Masi, would always reiterate to us, the importance of understanding the law of impermanence. And that nothing's permanent on this planet. Everything changes. That's the reality of existence on this planet. And we suffer when we have attachments to things being permanent or to people, you know, and that is the main source of the suffering. And when there are traumatic events and there's loss, naturally it's natural to mourn. That's natural, and it's healthy to mourn because you're just acknowledging the value of certain people and things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
um, but at a certain point, we want to be able to, in a healthy way, transition into letting, what is no longer here, letting them things go so that we can healthily adjust into what is now present and adjust to the change of life. Um, and we want to do that gracefully as possible. And so take your time to mourn, to cry, get all that out, or it's to laugh or joke. Whether you laughing or crying, you are releasing emotion. You are expressing emotion and not holding it in. But just know and remember that that is the law of life on this planet, the law of impermanence.
Mm. Yeah,
Right.
that's good. That's good,
That's
babe.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else they want to add to the build as I know we get ready to wind down.
Yeah, I just wanted just to share that um we this is not a time to necessarily be afraid or scared. This is a time to affirm and create foundation it on the inside because this country in general is from astrological, numerical, and from the systems that I study, we're coming to a point where we are asking, who are we as
Mm-hmm.
in, as individual? And then once we're able to answer that question, who are we in partnerships? And from there, communities and tribes. And we have to stop looking at what we disagree on and what we agree on to really build a new bridge. Because that could also, that bridge or that attention being made at that port could be about the lives and the people that were shipped and transported and passed away at that port. That could be from when people were trafficked through that port to the workers. It could be so many different angles as to why that happened. But what are we going to do with the information? What are we going to do with our understanding of that for a better self, a better world?
I see.
Yes.
Definite. Queen Monica, you got anything you want to add? Ending off this.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, thinking about the energy we are in today, whether or not you celebrate Easter or not, this is a time
Yes.
for resurrecting. We have entered spring. Um, Everything is resurrecting. Our trees, our grass, our plants, animals are coming out of hibernation. So just let this time be a time that we resurrect. You think about the bridge is something that was torn down. We don't know exactly why,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that has to be rebuilt. And that's the energy I think that we should also be tapping into during this time is that resurrection.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Amen. Ashe.
Yep. Beautiful tie-in.
Truth. All right. I guess with that being said, I guess we have done our ministries for this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. And the church
And
say amen.
no doubt, man. Y'all be sure to come out and build with us. You know what I'm saying? If you looking for a place to build. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be, having brotherhood groups coming up, out of here. We're gonna have sisterhood,
That's right.
groups that we're gonna be fasting together and praying together, and a lot of other stuff that that we gonna be adding in as we go, as we flow. You're looking for a place that you find yourself in a strange space in your life right now. And I mean, many of us are in midlife. I'm I'll be turning 49 this year, but I mean, but many of us are coming to midlife, and we trying to figure out what's the next phase, what's the next step, what do we need to do, what I
Word.
mean? So, you
Yeah.
know, um, come on through, man. What I mean? Come on through, bring your children, and just know that there's other people that's out there that's trying to build, that's trying to elevate and trying to go to the next level. So we hope to see y'all there. I mean, we'll put more information up in the group, join our group, the Maya Temple Elevation. And yeah,
And
man, we love
follow us.
y'all. God.
And follow us. All
Yeah,
of
and,
us.
and follow us. We love y'all. We hope you have a happy Sunday, a happy rest of your week, and all of that. And we see you on Sunday. All right. Peace, family.
Sir, see y'all Sunday. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Be